Love is in the air on Real Time, where we are live talking about film and television and everything in between. Today, we're going to be talking about just that. My favorite romantic films of all time. Let's get into it. Hey there everybody, Mustafa Talib here with Cinema King Productions. How's everybody doing? I hope y'all are doing amazing and y'all are staying safe. Today was crazy. Let's talk about the weather real quick. First of all, how crazy it is that it dropped so much to the point that overnight it just snowed and completed and covered the entire North Texas area. So make sure y'all are staying safe. Make sure y'all are not on the roads driving. But yeah, today is February 14th, famously known for Valentine's Day. And to all you single people out there, you guys are loved and y'all will find somebody one day. I believe in that. But yeah, favorite romantic films. It's a large spectrum, right? Very popular in the film industry. Boy meets girl, girl meets boy. And they just have a little adventure of trying to find true love. And so today, like I said, I'm going to be going over some of my favorite romantic films. Some of them are comedy, some of them are drama, some of them are action, actually. So before I get to that, if y'all have any of y'all's favorite films y'all want to mention, let me know in the live chat next to the like button. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys what y'all enjoy as romantic movies, being a rom-com or whatever. Let's hear them and bring them in. If y'all want to say what's up, say what's up. If y'all have any questions about filmmaking or anything like that, let me know and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. So without further ado, these are not any particular order. Sorry, I just had another thought come into my mind. I do want to apologize for last week's live stream. Apparently, my sound was not coming through. Yeah, and I found out after the fact. So apologies for that. We will be redoing that episode, favorite musicals in film, next week, inshallah. So make sure you are subscribed and make sure you have that bell turned on so y'all are tuned in for that. Moving on to my favorite romantic films in cinema. So these are not in any particular order. These are just the ones that I really enjoy. And I think they're just great on all different levels. So starting off with A Walk to Remember, 2002, starring Mandy Moore and Sean West. What a heart-jolting, my opinion, the only real chick flick a guy could watch and cry at. But man, what a tearjerker. What a tearjerker. So moving, so powerful. You watch it nowadays and you think, my God, this is so cheesy. And it kind of is, but at the same time, it is very heartfelt, very warm. You have this guy who's a jock and, popular kid in high school, and he's the bad boy, and he meets this girl. He's known this girl throughout his entire childhood and life, pretty much up to that point. And she basically guides him to transforming his outlook on life. And very moving, different situations. I'm not going to spoil anything, but definitely would highly recommend watching this one to see one character transform his life around for the better because of a girl who comes into his life that he's known, but this time on a more close level, that she interacts with him and really impacts his life, and changes him. So if you're just ever feeling down and you need a good cry, A Walk to Remember. That a lot of pivotal points that are changed that occur in the film that make you just melt in your heart, and you're just like, oh man, did not see that coming. Real plot twists, if you will. Little cheesy, but still great movie nonetheless. The next movie, this one I somewhat saw recently, and I was amazed. Let's wind the clock a bit back. This is Roman Holiday, 1953, starring and debuting Audrey Hepburn and her counterpart Gregory Peck, where this was her first film ever, right? From what I understand, her debut as an actress, and she got the Oscar for her performance. That's how great it is. That's how wonderful it is as a film. It's just a nice, good, feeling good romantic film. A little bit of comedy, but still a good story, that she portrays a princess in a monarchy, and she's doing a tour, and she is in Rome, and she decides she is tired of the routines of being a princess, and she wants to break free from it, and she wants to be different and change. So she goes out on one night in Rome, and her doctor that she saw had a very strong effect on her medication that she was taking, and so she fell asleep on a bench, and there was an American reporter who was stationed there in Rome and recognized who she was, but didn't tell that to her, and they just go on different adventures, and over time they build this bond of being inclined toward one another through a series of events. A wonderful film, and just shows that she's breaking free from what's expected of her. And again, this is 1953. This is a black and white film. I think they've recolored it. I'm not sure. It'd be amazing to see what it looked like in color. But still, a great film, a great story, of this young princess who wants to be free from this chain of expectations, right? And do whatever she wants, and go on about her life the way she wants, not what's expected of her. Still a great movie. And again, she brought home the Oscar on her first film. That is incredible as an achievement. I would love to do that one day. My first feature, yeah, I'm going to take home the Oscar. So definitely give it a watch if you ever have a chance. Roman Holiday, starring Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck. A great film, great romance there, and a very nice storyline. Moving on to the next one. This one is a classic, I think, in the history of cinema. 2008, Pixar came out with this film. Many may not deem it as a romantic film, but I do, just because of how impactful that emotion was there. Like, you feel for this character. And I'm talking about none other than WALL-E. Yes, our favorite little garbage robot who is left on planet Earth to pick up its garbage for 700 plus years. And over time, he developed a personality. And also over that time, he realized and was self-aware that he was lonely. And he wanted, a significant other. And then one day, out of the blue, comes this rocket, and comes Eva. And it's so cute and beautiful, their relationship, that he is this innocent little robot guy who's just doing his job, who has this huge crush on her, and then she's this tough action robot, advanced being, and obviously shows no interest in him right from the get-go. And you can tell, even though literally what I love about this movie in general with WALL-E, the dialogue is so minimal, and yet it's so effective. When this is where the phrase "less is more" really comes to light. They stripped away so much of just talking and talking and talking and talking so much, like, talking someone's ear off, and it's just literally minimal dialogue, but through that dialogue, literally just saying each other's names for the most part, and you can understand exactly what they're saying. Like, I remember it was so heartbreaking, right, when you think Wally is about to die, and Eva is there, and she's like saying his name, because that's all she said. Was that or directive, right? But when she was saying his name with so much passion and so much heart, like, Wally, like, come on, like, you can do this. You have to make it. It was so moving. It gets you so sucked in. A great movie. And then, of course, a robot, overall picture, a robot revamps humanity, right, and helps create this curiosity within humanity again, to discover and be curious and go and explore things, right, to revitalize humanity. Such a wonderful film, and it's so nice. And you see that, that romance is there when Wally is going over his things, right? He looks over and he always watches, on routine, this one film. I can't remember what it is, but he always has this movie playing, and then you see just through the finest of gestures how he feels, right? And his big wide eyes looking and hoping that he finds somebody to share his life with. It's so cute and so memorable. And I think it's one of the best it's one of my favorite romantic films. Absolutely. If you have not watched WALL-E, you need to go watch WALL-E. Absolutely just a phenomenal film. Pixar always having their standards in storytelling, but before the storytelling, just to have the story in place, and it's just phenomenal. Absolutely a must-watch. Moving on to the next film, the next favorite romantic films that we got here. This one's another classic. When Harry Met Sally in 1989, right before the turn of the decade, starring Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan, and co-starring, and I didn't know she did anything else besides Star Wars, Carrie Fisher is in this movie. But still a great movie. When Harry Met Sally, two individuals who were hooked up, and were not hooked up, rather, they met through mutual people over time, over and over again, and they were trying to prove the theory that men and women can be just friends, and leave it at that. But we know innately in our human psychology and our human behavior that men and women cannot be friends, that eventually somebody will break, somebody will bend, in Beauty and the Beast, the line, right, from the song, then somebody bends unexpectedly. Like, it's just going to happen, no matter what. And they were trying to really withhold that idea that, yeah, men and women can be friends, but it was proven that no matter how much you try, no matter how much effort you put to stopping that from happening, it's going to happen. And it did happen. They do end up together at the very end, after so many years of on and off and heartbreak and getting back together and heartbreak, and like so much has gone through their lives. They end up being together because at the end of the day, who cares? What does it matter what other people think? If you feel like you believe that you need to be with somebody, then you have to be with them. But yeah, a great movie. Iconic lines, I'll have what she's having, among many others. Billy Crystal, what an actor. Meg Ryan, what an actress. And, of course, Carrie Fisher. Can't forget Princess Leia. But still, a great, great movie, When Harry Met Sally. One of my all-time favorites romantic films. Moving on from that. Before we move on, are y'all enjoying this? Let me know in the comments below. Again, what's y'all's favorite romantic films? It could be rom-com. It could be drama, action. You let me know. I'm curious to know what y'all's favorite romantic movies are. The next movie. Oh, this one was... You know what? I was growing up on this particular movie in 1996 and did not understand it for a long time. But then as I got older and then rewatched it, understood how impactful it was and is as a drama romantic film. And I'm talking about Jerry Maguire, starring Tom Cruise, freaking Tom Cruise, the man who can do anything, and Renee Zellweger, and of course Cuba Gooding Jr. And his famous line, "Show me the money," is from that movie. But the romance of it, where Tom Cruise's character is Jerry is at a sports agency, and he has an awakening of some sort, and he writes this heartfelt memo company-wide, which basically led him to being fired. And from there, he starts his own agency and asks anybody from his previous position who wants to join me. Like a crazy person, right? He looked crazy in front of everybody because he just didn't understand what was going on. He thought he was being completely honest and truthful, but backfired. And then Renee's character, Dorothy something, says, "I will join you." And he goes, "Thank you." And they go off, and then they try to recruit as many of his previous clients, sports players, and they all laugh at his face except for Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character, and they go through that whole "show me the money" bit. It was so funny, so funny. And then he signed on, and so they fall in love, him and Dorothy, Jerry and Dorothy. She's a single mom with the cutest little kid. I forgot his name. Actually, I don't know his actor name, the actor's name. But such a cute little guy. He was in Stuart Little as well. Let me know what his name is real quick, if y'all don't mind. Anyway, so Jerry and Dorothy are trying to make this agency work, and in the process, they end up falling in love, and then have some kind of fallout, a breakup as well. And then I don't want to spoil so much, but then there's also the famous line again from this movie. A lot of great quotes, which is when he looks at her when she's at the divorcee group therapy hangout, and he walks in, says hello, and at the end of his whole speech, then he looks at her and says, "You complete me." And then he tries to go on, and she just says, "Shut up." And he goes, "What?" And then she says, tearjerker, "You had me at hello." So cheesy, but so memorable of a line. Great dialogue. The whole chemistry between each of them, right, from Jerry to Dorothy to Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character. The whole "help me, help you, help me, help you," like it's so good, so historical, right? Great stuff. Highly recommend Jerry Maguire from 1996 if y'all have not watched it. The next one here on the list, of one of my favorite romantic movies. And it's just so endearing when you watch it. So funny because of the situation, right? I'm talking about 2009, starring Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock, The Proposal, where Sandra Bullock's character is an executive who is a very, very mean lady, and her assistant, Ryan Reynolds, is coerced into being engaged to her so that her citizenship is valid, or rather her visa is valid because it's about to expire. Otherwise, she would have to be deported back to Canada, which is so sad. We don't want that for Sandra. So she, again, coerces her assistant to be engaged to her, and he agrees only with certain demands, and she has to meet them. And so it's an interesting story how things just unfold and unwind, and they're caught into this situation, and then eventually over time they do start have an inkling for one another, a liking for one another, to the point where, sorry guys that we're glitching over here. You good, bro? I don't like it when you glitch, man. I don't like it when you glitch. No fun. No fun at all. Anyway, moving on. Yes, a great, funny comedy. This one is so funny. There's just, again, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's just so many different situations that you were not expecting that just topsy-turvy on itself, and it's just a great kickback watch rom-com movie to watch. So great, so funny. Definitely one of my favorites. Give it a check whenever y'all get a chance. The Proposal. So good. So funny. Let me tell you. So funny. And last on this list is an action-packed romantic film. And I think this may be one of the first of its kind, because usually it's romantic comedy or romantic drama. Never romantic action. But hey, they made it work, and I think it's one of the greatest romantic films of all time because they pulled it off so easily. And I'm talking about 2005's Mr. and Mrs. Smith, starring Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Phenomenal, hilariously action-packed film. You have two characters who are madly in love with each other, so they're already married, right? They're already together, but they both live a secret life in terms of their work, and they work for agencies that are adversaries. They don't like each other. And it's so funny because they both kept that secret from each other when they got together their whole life. And like, oh yeah, I gotta go to the office. Yeah, I gotta go to the office too. And they're going to their secret operative agencies, and they are assassins, right, by profession. And they end up trying to target one guy together. They are both assigned to target one guy at the same time. And that's when they discover, hey, what do you do for a living, sweetheart? Kind of thing. And over, that time they just try to understand. And eventually they do each get to be on each other's hit list. So they have to basically assassinate one another. And then after a huge brawl in their house, which was pretty intense, mind you, they come to a draw, and then they make love. In a little weird way, actually, I think. But then they end up teaming up and then going after the real bad guy. Great movie. Absolutely loved it. Fun, action-packed, romantic action movie. These are my favorite romantic films of all time. And that's, again, A Walk to Remember, Roman Holiday, Wall-E, When Harry Met Sally, Jerry Maguire, The Proposal, and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Now, I know there are literally a gazillion romantic films out there. I don't like them all, and that's okay. But just some honorable mentions here. You have The Notebook. You have... what's that other one? There's so many on Netflix. That one, all of my, what was it? Let me look this up real quick. Hold on. Best romance movies. To All the Boys. Now that apparently they're part 3. Always and Forever. A Star is Born. Let's see. Crazy Rich Asians. Little Women, right? Big shout out to them. A fantastic film. Absolutely loved it. I remember watching that in the theater and I almost teared up because it was just so good. You have The Fault in Our Stars, About Time, Trainwreck, Her. I wanted to watch Her because it's kind of like commentary on us with social media kind of thing, or just at least AI, right? Go With It, Crazy Stupid Love, Twilight, a lot of the Disney movies, I'll say that. 50 First Dates, a very cute movie. Really very much like that a lot. Love Actually, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Princess Diary, She's All That, High School Musical, let's see, Pride and Prejudice. Let's see, what else we got? Casablanca, if you want to go down, history lane. Let's see. You have The Vow, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, 2004, with Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. Did not watch it. Heard so many great things about it. Would definitely want to watch this sometime in the future. Let's see, Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio, as well as Kate Winslet. Never watched it. As big of a classic as it is, did not watch it. Just never had an interest in watching a boat sink. You have Before Sunrise. Ooh, this one's good also. The Bodyguard, Kevin, what's his face? Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston, where she famously wrote the song, And I will always love you. So on and so forth. Let's see. Another shout out. Dirty Dancing. Very, very edgy type of movie back in the late 80s, but still, it is romance in there. What else we got? These are a lot of older films. Casablanca, classic, right? So yeah, romance has always and will always forever be part of cinema history. Everybody loves a good romantic comedy, but be aware that it is just entertainment. This does not happen in real life, Talking to the Moon 54 says, who is your Valentine? My Valentine? My Valentine is my beautiful, loving, adoring, generous, kind, supportive wife. And I am always grateful to have her in my life. Wait, what was I? If you could be a romantic lead. Also, the same person talking of the Moon 54. If you could be a romantic lead, what character would you be? Are you talking about a actual film or a made-up film? Good question. Keep them coming. But yes, my Valentine is my wife, and I'm so grateful and happy that she came into my life. And it's beautiful what we have. Yes. 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 So romantic. Sorry, I was having a train of thought and I forgot now. Oh, they say real film. If you could be a romantic lead, what character would you be in a real film? Oh, man. I'm thinking from my favorite list. Who would stick out? I feel like I somehow align myself with Wall-E a lot. Wall-E? But maybe, what's his name from that one actor? God, from like old films. Hold on. Let me pull up his name. Hold on. It is the same guy. I would. Let's see. If you could be a romantic lead, what character would you be? Man, that's a tough question. It's very, very tough. But I will say, man, there's so many to choose from. You know, it's a long list, really. I would think. Wait, why are they retracting the messages? Okay. Let's see. Who would be a good romantic lead? Because sometimes these guys are scumbags, right? Like they just are the worst. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to go with Atticus Finch. Even though he's not in To Kill a Mockingbird. But what's his face? Gregory Peck. I would want to be Gregory Peck from Roman Holiday. That's who I want to be. Just a man of character, of strength, of conviction, strong-willed, and he's yet soft and gentle and understanding. That's the kind of guy I want to be. We have another question here. Who or would you sell all of those dolls if it brought your wife joy? No, because these are my collectibles, and she understands that these are an important part of my life. You know, it's part of who I am, you know, representing film, and I very much appreciate these different characters in film. So, not going to get rid of them at all. Anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream of Real Time. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all did, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you hit that post notification down below and make sure you share it with all your friends. This is Mustafa Talib with Cinema King Productions, and until next time, see ya. Peace.